Chicago's where it started.
Raoul Beneja, like many people, grew up idolizing his older brother and the music he listened to, and spent hours obsessing over his albums. But it wasn't Jimi Hendrix who enthralled him. It was the obscure names in the credits that paved the way for rock and roll, and wrote many of those songs.
Who's Willie Dixon? You know, who's McKinley Morganfield? And then I started finding out who those artists were, and that led me back into this huge library of music, which it was like a blues disease, they call it. You know, it's like as soon as I heard it, I felt like, yeah, I get this.
Beneja went on to become a successful actor on stage and screen, but never got over his obsession with the blues. He was approached to write a stage show about the subject, but had trouble initially because the idea was too ambitious. It wasn't until he made the story more personal that it began to work.
People kept saying, well, what's your story? Like, why, I'm half Indian, half Irish, born in England, Canadian. So they're saying, like, what's drawn you to this cultural experience that's very different from your own personal experience? So I kind of got into the story that way.
After a long development period, Life, Death, and the Blues was born. Beneja knew he needed a highly skilled co-star that could handle both the acting and musical demands of the lead female role, and found her in Divine Brown.
That's cool.
I thought it was just an interesting story, so it's been a really fantastic experience to watch and be a part of its development. And so now that we're here in Saskatoon, we've gone to a really great point of fine-tuning the story.
Brown, who won a Juno in 2008 for Best R&B and Soul Album, also has a great deal of experience in musical theater. She believes the blues lends itself well to this type of storytelling, in spite of, or perhaps because of, the emotions associated with the genre.
Making the sadness become happiness, making that sadness work for you in order to overcome. And that's a really a significant theme throughout, in the blues and throughout this story.
Beneja also decided early on he didn't want to make a review show that just featured the music, but instead combined elements of theater, concert, interview, and multimedia to tell the story.
I needed to create something that was more of a conversation and that used both the strengths of the theater and also the strengths of a concert. Audience have been really drawn to the fact that, which was one of my goals, that when they come see it, it doesn't feel like something they've seen a million times. It's quite different from Cats.
The show features the talents of the band The Big Time, but will also have a jam session feel, as each performance will also include a different Canadian blues performer who will join in at the end.
We wanted the audience to get that feeling of what it was, the spontaneity of the blues and what that jam thing is. And we're going to play together for the first time every night here on stage in this theater.
Life, Death, and the Blues plays at Persephone Theatre through November 8th. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Simon Hyatt.